not sending an answer another way, you may be the answer. Ooh. See, so many of us want God to provide an answer besides us. And so we'll pray something like, God, please help that family have a great Christmas. He said, give them your Christmas money. No, that's not what I was saying, God. What I was saying is, could you please provide somebody else? You better be careful what you pray. Because God doesn't want us to just be ones who pray. He wants us to be answers to prayer. This is part of praying with fire, is knowing that sometimes you'll be the answer. And what ends up happening is most of us need to see this, and this is probably one of the main points I want you to see, is that God's people pray out of love. We don't pray in lust. Like most of the things that I used to pray for was things that I lusted for. Like, Lord, please, could you please make a way for me to get them new shoes, Lord? And I was desiring something instead of someone. See, the end result of prayer should be God being closer to you, not something God could provide. What if you had a relationship that was only based on what you could give the person? Like, what if they came up to you all the time and they were like, hey, what's going on, Becky? I love you. You look cute. Can I have your hat? Could you provide for me this? Could you provide? That wouldn't be a real friendship. That would just be a business partner. And that would be transactional. And when you needed to call somebody, you wouldn't call them because all they wanted you for is what you had. I wonder how God feels. When people, the only time they talk to him is when they need him to save them. How many of y'all, come on, let's be real. Let's be hot, humble, open, and transparent. How many of you have prayed a prayer like this? God, if you get me out of this situation, I promise I'll. Oh, come on, everybody in the room, lift your hands. Because many times, the only time we talk to God is because we've lusted for something, or maybe gotten ourselves in a wrong situation, or maybe hooked up with the wrong people, or maybe did something we weren't supposed to, or maybe didn't study for the test and we want God to somehow transfer all the information into our heads, or whatever the thing is. Like maybe we're doing that and all we want God for is what he could produce. And I'm just saying the power of prayer is talking to God because of who he is. And what I'm saying is, when you communicate with God daily, when you humble yourself, when you turn from your wicked ways, and God starts to hear you, then he starts to heal you. And then you start to turn the conversation from a monologue into a dialogue. And then you become a person of prayer. And I can tell you something, that there are things that I'm not qualified for, that God has allowed me to do because I have an open line of communication with the Father. He speaks to me things that I'm supposed to do that I don't even know how to do. I have 6 months of high quality Tulsa Community College education. High quality. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Supreme. That's it. But God allows me to run a large corporation. He allows me to speak on stages to thousands of people. How do you do that? It's because I'm always talking to the one who created everything. How do I walk in rooms with CEOs and bank presidents and able to give them wisdom? Because I'm connected to the one with all wisdom. How? Oh, y'all better help me. How am I able to be sensitive in a situation I've never been in before? Because the Bible tells us that Jesus, he walked through everything we had to walk through. So he knows everything what we've gone through. And when I'm connected to him and I'm talking to him, he'll give me wisdoms in situations that I've never been in before. But I have to always, everybody say pray.